Hey guys, what's up? It's Taylor. Welcome back to my channel. I love how I say that, like there's a channel to come back to, like I ever post videos, like I wasn't gone for 2 years and then just came back because I was bored in quarantine, but we don't talk about that. I want to start off today's video by apologizing for the sheer amount of dog sounds that are in these videos. I did not realize until I was editing my soap brow routine video, which I just actually posted today. By the time you're seeing this, it's been a couple weeks, so I will leave that up in a card and down below. But I was like editing that and watching it back and I kept hearing these things and I was like, what is that? I was like trying to edit it out. It sounded like my stomach growling or like I was sneezing in the background or something, and then I was like, that's my dog. So for those of you that don't know, I have a super cute tiny black pug and her name is Louise, and she is such a mama's girl that she will literally sit at my feet all the time. Like she can't be more than a foot away from me. So when I film, she's literally sitting like at my feet while I'm filming, like in my desk area. So I apologize if you can hear her snoring, but she's too cute to move. So there's just gonna be some ambiance now. It's gonna really set the mood. But anyway, today I'm going to be trying something that is either gonna be the absolute best thing that's ever happened to my eyebrows, or it's going to make them all fall out of my head. So I'm really hoping for the former, but we'll see. I'm going to be trying a lash lift kit to give myself DIY brow lamination at home. When I first started doing the soap brow routine, I realized how much I loved that look. And so I started seeing videos pop up for people doing at-home brow lamination as well, especially with quarantine going on. People haven't been able to go to salons, or people just didn't want to pay to go have it done, because I know that brow lamination can get quite expensive to keep up with. I bought this kit on Amazon. This is the Vasul Lash Lift Eyelash Perming Kit. And it depends on like if you have Prime and different things like that, but the price varies anywhere from around $22 to $27, so super cheap for this kit, whereas going to get your eyelashes, or excuse me, your eyebrows laminated each time can be like, hi, editing Taylor here. I way lowballed how much I thought it was gonna be, so I'm not even gonna put that clip in here, and I'm just gonna tell you that brow lamination professionally can cost you anywhere from $80 to like $200 per session, and it lasts for like a couple weeks, maybe a couple months. Anyway, so this is definitely a cheaper option if it works for you. I'm hoping that it works for me because I've never paid to have my brows laminated, but if I never have to pay to have them laminated, then even better. And I've just always been one of those people that like, as soon as I see something like that, I think, oh, that's something I could do. Sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. Usually I do okay, so I'm hoping for the best today. Basically what you need is you need one of the kits, and then you'll also need some spoolies and some saran wrap. So I actually forgot to bring up my spoolies and saran wrap because I'm dumb. So I'm gonna go grab those really quickly, and then we can get into the process of trying to laminate my brows. I haven't been to the gym since right before COVID happened, and now I get winded going up and down the stairs really fast, so that's fun. I'm about to turn 24 and I might as well be like 90. I just got these little like temporary applicator spoolies. I've been trying to reduce my waste in a lot of ways, and so I definitely would have rather used some of my reusable ones, but I don't know what this process is like or if you can reuse tools afterwards. And I do makeup on clients sometimes as well, so I just figured having a couple of these around can't be that bad. So I grabbed a couple. So basically the process starts just with having clean brows. I wasn't expecting to actually put on makeup today. I was gonna come to you barefaced, but we ended up going to lunch. So I'm just going to remove the soap and everything that I have on my brows with some micellar water on a little reusable cotton pad. That's something that has changed a lot since the last time I was like on YouTube for any significant amount of time, as I've been trying to move to a lot more sustainable products as far as like not using disposable cotton rounds all the time, or trying to do just like use some tools that are a little more sustainable and a little less wasteful. Definitely one of my favorite switches has been using reusable cotton rounds. These are actually bamboo rounds and I really love them. So if you guys have any suggestions of low waste or no waste beauty products that you like, be sure to leave those down in the comments for me, just because I always find that interesting to like find new things. I'm kind of just starting out. Or if you want to see a video on some of the things that I've been using throughout my life, not just beauty, let me know. I feel like I need to do a little more of a scrub, so I'm gonna run to the sink really quickly just to try to like get a little bit more of the soap residue out of my brows, because I don't want that to get in the way and they just feel a little bit sticky. So I'll be right back. Alright, so I went and cleaned those up a little bit and just took all the makeup off from the surrounding areas and dried them off, and I've let them dry a little bit. So next we are just gonna give this a whirl. It says to start, use the step 4 cleansing solution to remove oil, dust, and makeup residue. So I'm gonna start by putting that on the end of one of my little cotton rounds and using that to remove anything else that might be over there. My brows are so agitated right now. They're like, please stop. That is one thing that I'm low-key worried about, is like this hurting at all, because I have been like spooling my brows a lot lately, trying a bunch of different techniques. So low-key worried this is gonna burn. So now that that is all finished, the next step is to take the eyelash glue and comb it through my brows to set them into place where I want them. So I'm gonna pull out a nice big mirror. And I'm gonna do this in pieces. I'm gonna take some glue up front here and then comb it through with a spoolie to put my brows where I want them. This is so stressful because I know that wherever I glue them is like where they're gonna be. I'm trying to do it in little chunks though, so I'm not having to glue everything at once, because I feel like that would just drive me nuts. It's not quite getting everything down where I want it, so I feel like I need to put a little more in. Just kind of all through the brow. So I'm gonna kind of let that one be for a minute, let some of it dry, move on to this side. The glue dries so fast. And I'm gonna kind of do in the same way I brushed them in my soap brow video, where it's kind of like a little bit up and a little bit to the side. But I'm not gonna do that thing where I swipe over the top, because I think if I have them laminated, I'll probably trim them. I want to be talking to the camera right now because I want to be telling you like what I'm experiencing, but I'm literally so scared I'm gonna mess it up. I'm gonna take a little bit of a cleanser right here. I don't know if it'll take it off. I need just a little bit of that removed. Perfect, I think that was good. And then I'm gonna put some fresh glue on and fix it up. I'm gonna zoom you in a little bit. My eyebrows right now, bonkers. Absolutely bonkers, oh my God. I'm so scared. Okay, well this is what they look like right now. So let's go on to the next step. Here we go. I'm low-key worried about how much glue is in my eyebrows right now, because I worry that like, is the stuff gonna get to it through the glue? But whatever. I'm gonna grab a fresh spoolie just in case. Okay, so after applying the glue, it says allow it to set for a minute. It's definitely set for plenty of time. And then I'm gonna start ripping off my little piece of plastic wrap. So the plastic wrap needs to sit on your brows while they set with the solution. So I'm just gonna make sure that I have a piece that's the right size before I move on. Yeah, that'll be perfect. Okay, I'm scared. So the next step is to apply the Perm lotion onto the eyelashes and then cover them with the plastic film for 4 to 5 minutes. I've seen people say to leave it a little bit longer, but I feel like I don't want to start with that, so I'll probably leave it for 5 minutes. Ugh. Oh, yep, smells like a perm. Okay. I'm scared. Gonna take it on my brush and just like dip my spoolie in there. And a lot of them say to apply it fairly generously, so I'm gonna do that and apply it through my eyebrows. Also, I'm low-key worried about the fact that my skin can be sensitive sometimes, and I did not do a patch test, so I may just end up with a giant angry breakout. Okay, I'm kind of scared, but I think I've got them in the right place. I am so scared. Okay, everything looks like it's in the right spot. I'm gonna set my timer for 5 minutes and probably just sit on my phone and freak out a little bit. Literally, I think I'm bleeding, but oh well, beauty is pain. All right, pray for me. I'll be back in 5. Okay, the moment of truth. I'm gonna take off this round of plastic. So a couple people that I saw, like I saw Manny MUA, I think it was Manny MUA, go through and clean after this, but in the actual steps, it doesn't say to do that. It says to place the next piece. So this is the step 2 fixation solution. So I'm not gonna cleanse in between. I'm gonna go, my brows are goopy. I need to wipe out that spot where I literally bled. I hate myself. And then with a fresh spoolie, I'm going to be putting the fixation liquid or solution, whatever, onto the brow. So now that I have those where I want them and I have the second solution on, it says to go ahead and put another piece of plastic wrap, and it says to leave this then for another 5 minutes. I'm scared. Okay, gonna set another timer and I'll be back. And I swear I'm having emotions. This is just, I'm trying not to move. Okay, my timer just went off. When I say to you that I'm terrified of what is about to happen, I mean, truly, truly terrified. But here we go. So I'm going to take another one of these bamboo pads. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this. Oh, thank God, that was not fun. And then the next step is to go ahead and take the cleanser. I don't know what this is. I don't know if it's literally just micellar water. Kind of smells like it, but we'll see. And I'm gonna pour some of that. Probably would help if I took the little cap thingy out again. Okay, and I'm gonna pour some of that onto here and start trying to remove all of the stuff, and I'm gonna kind of swipe it in the direction of how I laminated them just so I don't mess anything up. And to make sure I'm getting everything out, they actually have this little tool, and I think it's meant to just separate your lashes. But I'm gonna comb through my brows a little bit and just make sure there's no glue residue left in there. I don't want to cleanse too much because it does say not to get them wet. Okay, so the final step is to apply the nutrition solution to nourish your eyelashes. This is some kind of oil of some sort. I have been using castor oil on my brows for quite a bit, so I'm wondering if that could be something that I could use, but for now, I'm gonna go ahead and use the one that it came with. I'm actually gonna apply this time with a Q-tip, just because I think that might be a better option. It smells kind of nice. No real scent to it. And just rub that through. Perms, as you know, if you've ever had one on your regular hair, they can be really bad for the actual hair itself. It can just like take some of the nourishment away from your hairs and make them a little dry and brittle. So I'm kind of hoping that this will help that out a little bit, and I'm just gonna apply it very liberally through my brow. Now taking a clean spoolie, I'm just gonna brush through them again. Now that is where you can stop if you haven't been growing out your brows. I've been growing mine out quite a bit, so I do kind of want to trim them. I'm scared. I think here's what I've decided. I'm not going to trim them as of right now because I want to see how well this sticks. And then if tomorrow, when I am back to, you know, washing my face normally and everything like that, if tomorrow they're still sitting pretty good, then I will go ahead and trim them. So for now, I'm going to pause this video and I will see you guys tomorrow as we kind of see, but I will show you really quickly what they look like. This is what they look like right now. As you can see, there's a little bit that I would like to trim off of there. So I'm going to go just kind of continue on with my day, leave them like this. I'm not gonna try to get them wet or anything like that. I'm gonna try to keep them as dry as possible. And then I will come back tomorrow and we'll see how they're looking. All right, I am back. I actually, instead of just coming back the next day, I've waited a whole other day just so I could kind of see how they were sitting realistically. I'm gonna brush them out here for you while I talk a little bit. But I just kind of wanted to make sure that like before I trimmed anything or anything like that, that they'd had the chance to kind of settle in. You know, sometimes it can be really, really, really tight the first day, but then they kind of start to like loosen up and go all over the place later. So here's what they look like brushed out right now. I feel like I could have done a little bit better with the perm process and everything like that, just as far as like placement and everything, and I think that that just comes with practice. But you can kind of see, I think this brow did a little bit better than this one with the whole perming process, which makes sense because I did this one kind of first. But anyway, this is what they are looking like just brushed out. I don't have any makeup on or anything right now, and that is what I want to show you next, kind of what they look like. I did do a little bit of trimming on them, but not as much as I originally thought that I would. I thought that I would do quite a bit more trimming, but once I got down to it, I was afraid of trimming them too short, and I figured I could just have a couple of, you know, fluffy hairs that kind of spike up. But I feel like they have a pretty good shape so far. This is kind of what they look like when I start with the soap. They just tend to look a little cleaner with the soap because I am kind of putting them all into place fresh each day, as opposed to this, they're kind of being held up there. But yeah, so I am going to do my makeup and show you what the brows look like when they're done up with like pomade or pencil or whatever, and kind of compare and see what I think. So guys, this is what the brows look like with all of the rest of my makeup done. This one I feel like is getting a little thick in the back. I think it's just a matter of, now that it's permed and everything, figuring out how I like to wear it. I think that's gonna really be a little bit of a process and everything. I might try to come in just a little bit closer to show you. I'll show you this one because this one is the one that I think did the best, but you can see all of the brows are naturally sticking up there and then coming out a little bit here. I would definitely say that the hardest part of this process, and the thing that, like, if I do it again I'm going to want to improve on the most, is right in here. I feel like the little hairs, although they are going in the right direction, I feel like they have a lot of like curve to them, whereas I kind of would want them to go more straight. I don't know if that was a matter of like brushing through them too much, or if it had something to do with the glue or anything like that, but I feel like these just have like a nice straight form to them, whereas the side ones did get a little curly, and you can see that a little bit more over here too, that like the little hairs on the side of my eyebrow have a little bit of curve to them, and I'd really prefer that they be straight. But honestly, other than that, I mean, I feel like they did a pretty good job of sticking where I wanted them to. I think it's just more of a learning curve for me to figure out how to get them to do what I want. But you can see this one turned out just a little bit thicker, so I'm not sure how excited I am over that one, but it's process. So guys, that is the full experience of me trying out at home brow lamination with a lash lift kit for the first time. Overall, I think I'm pretty happy with the process. I think, like I said, learning curve, there is a major one. I think that there's a lot for me to learn about the placement of it with the glue, because then that's going to kind of dictate, you know, what it does with the perming solution. And then I think learning about how much or how little to brush through everything while I'm putting the solution in makes a difference, because I think that's kind of where some of the little side pieces went like a little wonky. But overall, I feel like I'm pretty happy with the results. I feel like I have to do less to my brows on a daily basis, because although I really do like the look of the soap brows, I don't necessarily like the texture of it, like when I'm actually putting product in. And overall, I think that it's just a lot to do kind of every day, because this is kind of how I want my brows to look every day. So I do think that this is a nice alternative. It definitely, as expected with any kind of like perming solution, it did change a little bit of the texture of my brow hairs. They're definitely a little more coarse, a little more brittle right now, but I haven't noticed any like breakage or any of them falling out or anything like that, so that's encouraging, because I know when I permed like my actual hair, I experienced breakage so bad, so I'm glad that I'm not noticing that with my brow hairs. Will I do this again? Probably. Will I do a lot of practice with this before I do it? Yes. So I will check in. I will try to check in when like it kind of dies down, because I know perms aren't forever, obviously. Things grow out, things get trimmed, things just kind of like fade a little bit. So when I need to do it again, I will kind of show you what they're looking like. But yeah, overall I think I'm pretty happy with the results. It means I have to spend way less time on my brow routine, which is good, because that's definitely the part of my makeup that takes me the longest, because I'm always like obsessing over making them perfect. And I think they turned out pretty good. I think they framed my face nicely, and I'm really liking having that bigger, bolder brow right now, so I'm into it. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you are also interested in trying DIY brow lamination, or if you did try it and you have your results, be sure to comment down below or DM me or send a picture or whatever. I'd kind of love to see what yours looked like, and we can kind of exchange tips and stuff like that. But hopefully this is helpful or interesting to you in some way. I believe with that we are at the end of this video. Thanks so much for spending a little bit of time with me today. If you enjoy hanging out, be sure to subscribe. And if you want to be notified when I upload videos like twice a year, make sure to hit that notification bell as well. Thanks guys, bye!